In the future, entire cities will rise in the time it takes to build a bridge. Power will literally come from the people, and you'll commute to a city stored inside your laptop. Technology is pushing from every direction, getting faster with each passing second. Prepare yourself. The future is closer than you think. Today, there are two kinds of people in the world. People who love cities and people who hate cities. In the future, there will be only one kind. People who live in cities.
We are at a unique moment in human history when more than half of the population are living in cities worldwide, and that is forecast to go up to as much as 75% over the next 50 years.
In America alone, just over half the population lives within the orbit of a larger metro area. By 2050, urban areas across the United States will start to combine and overlap, giving rise to the megacities of our future. Massive urbanized areas with their own economic infrastructure and influence. How will massive cities like these support the overwhelming numbers of people living there?
Unless we learn how to manage our resources better, life will indeed become very chaotic very fast.
To feed the urbanites of the future megacity, farms will have to crop up in the unlikeliest of places.
Why don't we grow food inside buildings? We're good at making buildings.
Dixon Despomier thinks the key to a more abundant future is growing the food where the people are. He sees skyscrapers as the farms of the future.
Why can't we grow our food in vertical greenhouses inside of large urban centers and raise most of the consumable crops that you and I would buy at a local grocer?
We're on East 91st Street in the middle of Manhattan, New York City, and it is a farm. It's a rooftop farm. Hi, my name is Eli Zabar, and I'm a city farmer.
Dixon Despomier and Eli Zabar are sowing the seeds that could lead to a self-sustaining city.
What you see here is one layer of plants on a rooftop. What I would like to do is take this idea and put it inside of an entire building and make the whole building alive with our crops. We have estimated that if you could construct a building that was 30 stories in height and perhaps 1 square New York City block in footprint, you could continuously produce enough food to feed at least 50,000 people comfortably per year.
There are huge advantages to feeding people who live in the city from the city.
For once, you'll be paying for the real costs of food, not the inflated costs of transporting it hundreds or even thousands of miles.
Produced locally, and therefore you don't have to spend a lot of fossil fuel on getting that to your plate.
Using Despomier's calculations, it would take 165 sky farms, only 165 buildings spread throughout its 5 boroughs, to continuously feed New York City.
You'll have stability in your food for the first time in a long time, maybe for the first time in human history.
But how will we get enough water to sustain these sky farms of our future cities? For that matter, how will people get enough fresh water? 40 blocks south of Eli Zabar's sky farm, Vinny Iacovelli looks to the skies.
Right now we're standing on the roof level, 45th floor, and as you can see, it's raining.
Vinny likes rainy days because that means his Midtown office building, the Hearst Tower, is about to get another delivery of free water.
One of the mechanical systems here at the Hearst Tower that I'm responsible for is recovering rainwater from the roof system that we have. Below the floor stones that I'm standing on is a drainage system that captures all the rainwater from the roof.
The rainwater harvested from the roof of this 46-story building is piped 600 feet down into the basement.
Eventually it winds up going into the 14,000-gallon stormwater tank.
And how does the building use 14,000 gallons of rainwater? Right now, it helps save on their air conditioning bills.
Here at the Hearst Tower, the way we do air conditioning is through evaporative cooling.
Fans on the roof propel outside air over cooling pads kept wet by this recycled rainwater. The chilled air then travels down through the entire building.
In a sense, you're getting some sort of free cooling because Mother Nature provides us, as today, with rainwater.
In the future, every city building might harvest its own rainwater, whether using it for their plumbing system or filtering it to provide clean drinking water.
If everybody does what we've done here, even in your home, it's a big help for the entire world going forward.
The buildings of the future city might be able to provide food and more water for its citizens, right where it's consumed. How about power? Each week, people in cities can walk anywhere between 5 to 12 miles just getting around town. What if every single footstep they took could be transformed into electric power?
We are going to have substantially greater population in our urban areas in the future. If we can all contribute our kinetic energy to generate the electricity we consume, why not?
Elizabeth Redmond is the inventor of Power Leap.
Power Leap is a flooring system that generates electricity from human foot traffic.
The secret to turning footsteps into usable energy is piezo electricity, a technique that transforms mechanical pressure into electrical power.
So these two plates right here are the piezoelectric plates. When you step down, this is deformed just a tiny bit, and when they're deformed, a charge on every single little particle on these plates is distributed out to the battery.
Today, a city's electricity has to be carried over miles and miles of power lines to get to where it will eventually be used. By placing piezoelectric pads like this one in high traffic spots, electricity can be harvested and then stored right where it's used.
Use it for exit signs, for elevators, for all sorts of things in our public infrastructure that consume small amounts of power.
A person walking at a moderate speed for an hour can only produce about 50 watts of electricity. But multiply that person by thousands, and it starts to add up. Imagine a nightclub in the future city using Power Leap floors, literally harnessing the energy of youth to supply electricity for the building. Train stations might tap into the collective power of commuters as they crisscross the terminal. And as the technology develops more efficient ways to harness and store energy, we'll start equipping city streets with piezoelectric plates so that every car passing over them can generate a little extra power for the surrounding buildings. As a way of contributing to the city, it sure beats paying tolls.
I see these in the future placed in every single airport terminal, every large city intersection, on every sidewalk. We'll be able to generate a whole lot of power.
Smarter buildings will allow the future mega city to generate its own food, water, and power locally. In fact, the entire city will be smarter, leading to some surprising benefits.
In the future, you're never going to have to circle the block looking for a parking space.